Ultraman wants you to learn about Dr. Martin's bleed proof white today. Hi, I'm Mark, and Subliteral Network is my channel. I make art and comics, and thanks for watching. Remember to hit like and subscribe and to leave your feedback in the comments. You can read my comics Una the Cave Bunny and Tiger Team 3 free at radiocomics.com. I post art daily 5 days a week on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And this is a roundup of that work in case you missed it, with a little more detailed description added. Now, please watch to the end so you don't miss anything, and also please visit my Patreon page if you'd like to support my work, and all these links are in my description and bio. Now, this drawing is gray now, but it was drawn on like that brown craft paper with Sharpies. And so what it is that I started drawing it and I didn't worry about the margins or where it was going. So you can see I taped another piece of craft paper over on the side and just continue the drawing out there. I had no plan or thought for this thing. And I ended up, I looked at it and I said, this is kind of worth working on a little bit. So I did a little more drawing, a little more working, and finish it up in Sharpie. It's one of those that I wish I had drawn it on nicer paper. I'm in the middle of getting my manga chops back together. So this was just a schoolgirl in Sharpie that I drew on a piece of sticker paper, just a sticker with, there's the paper on the back. So I just whipped out this little drawing. And I just wanted to try to just loosen up a little bit, and thankfully the paper was nice enough to hang on to. It was kind of really good paper. Sometimes the backing papers they use on a lot of products, mostly they're not good at all, but this one was kind of surprisingly good. So it was very nice paper. It's Sharpies and Copics on there, and I don't think I have anything ready to show just yet that I want to show in terms of the manga style work that I'm doing, but it's coming soon, and once I keep sketching and getting loose and just sort of getting my techniques together and really producing not just okay work but really good work, that's when I'll show it. Well, this is just a little sketch on the way to that. This is a close-up of an eye I drew on a piece that I sold on eBay. It's of Night Vale from Bill Black's Femforce comics. And the eye came out so nice that I thought it was, I just wanted to post it on its own. It just came out nice enough. And the thing about that is that, see that white dot in the eye? That was done with something called Dr. Martin's Bleed Proof White, which is a product that I've known has been around for years. And I didn't buy it because it's water soluble. But it's not super water soluble, and I didn't want to use it at all because I said I don't want to use water soluble stuff on something that I think might get damp or smudged. But once I got it, I started using it, and I absolutely love it. It's like an old school product used by old school comic book artists that I just kind of picked up on, and I think it's fantastic, and you should give it a shot. It's not that expensive, and if you're doing little white dots or adding white, it covers black perfectly, when you use it. And so I'm converted now. I like Dr. Martin's bleed proof white. So when I send out my commissions and eBay drawings that I sell, I try to stick a little Sharpie drawing in there. Just takes me a couple of seconds and I just stick it in the envelope. So this was 3 commissions that I did for one person. So I did one sketch and just stuck all the characters together. And sometimes a funny thing happens is that for some reason they all look like they belong together. And this is one that came out that way. So when I posted it, I just put a little Photoshop color on it, posted it, and there's kind of a story here for some reason. This is a Marionette drawn on craft paper with ink and white china crayon, mostly from Michael Golden's old classic Micronauts comics. That was, Michael Golden is just an amazing artist. He's just very inspiring, and I loved his work. And I love the way he drew Marionette. Now, there's no color on this yet, but I drew her a couple of times because I wanted to make sure that she made like a huge impression. I think she was the only girl in the strip, in the comics, and Michael just poured everything into her. and she became like one of those fan favorite girls, kind of before the bad girl era in the comics. And I really wanted to just try to make her incredibly appealing in an over the top way. And I was really happy with the results. I wish I could get this all the time. Kind of the look, the way that I wanted her to look, because you're dealing with a legendary character, and a legendary character kind of has to appear to be legendary. Like every picture you see of Wolverine, his teeth are bigger, his claws look sharper, he looks like more and more savage as the years go by. That's because people are dealing with a legend. It happens to Batman, Superman, and characters like that. So you have to know when to, well, just figure out, you don't always know, but figure out when to push and when to pull back a little bit to retain a feeling of kind of a natural feeling in the picture, which is something I like to do. You want the character to have that over the top status, but you also want to have a natural feeling to the piece of art. It's a constant struggle, and sometimes I do it and sometimes I don't. I feel like I managed to pull it off in this one.